You're tuned into Soul Fusion Cafe, your place for radiant wellness and soul-forward living. Join your host, Jess Juntunen, quantum healer, intuitive, and midwife to the awakening spirit, as we dive into quantum tools, wisdom teachings, and integrated healing pathways for transformation. You can live a life of freedom to be without limitation. Cozy up, grab your tea, and enjoy this hour of expansion, wisdom, and love. Hello and welcome to Soul Fusion Cafe. My name is Jess and I'm so grateful to be here with you today. So happy you have shown up and said yes to you by listening to this episode, because today we are diving into guidance for right now, guidance for May 2020, guidance for 2020 and beyond. And a lot of what we're going to be talking about is how we are expanding. It's all about expansion or contraction this month. And I always frame things from this perspective of the yoga of self-ascension. That is the foundation of my study and work on this planet, along with other wisdom teachings. But yoga of self-ascension is all about the practice of coming home to who we truly are, to coming home to our heart, to awaken our heart and lift from our heart, igniting our ascended state of being so that we are able to receive greater clarity, to support our soul's mission, to understand the truth of who we are beyond our personality or human self, that we are a divine being in human form. And that is who you are, right? That is who you are. Take a breath, putting your hand to your heart. I am a divine being, living a human experience. This is one aspect of who we are, our human experience and our ego. And our ego is beautiful. Sometimes that gets a dirty rap, People want to get rid of their ego. We need our ego to be here on planet Earth. It's a part of who we are. It's our personality. It's the repository of all of the things that have happened to us so that we can understand how to navigate the world safely while having a body. It keeps us from walking out in front of a bus. However, of course, it's been distorted and given so much extra power and energy because it loves the illusion. This is a grand world of illusion, right? We are more than this world, but yet we've all fallen asleep to it. We all go through that sleepiness, and we truly do need something to happen to awaken us from that sleepiness, because it's like a hypnotic, transfixing play or movie. When you go to the movie theater and you watch the film and you come out and you don't even know what time of day it is, and if the sun is out it feels very strange, or maybe it's become night while you're in there and you have that odd feeling. Well, you go into like a hypnotic state, right? In the movie theater, that's what planet Earth life is. It's like one grand bad B movie. It really is. Do you ever wonder, am I in a weird bad movie? Yeah, me too. And there's beautiful things about it too. But when we wake up, we start to see, oh my gosh, there's so much more there. So whether you are just starting to awaken to more of that truth, or you've been on this path a long time, we always have to come back and retouch in with our spiritual nature and essence, or we can get pulled back into the drama of the density. And right now, while we are having this experience all together, where we're collectively going through this virusing experience, that it has our attention, right? So in May, this episode, a lot of this is about guidance for right now, and I channel a lot of my information. I connect with multidimensional realms and experience and bring that in. And also I connect with my beautiful teacher, Sri Ram Ka and Kira Ra, who are getting direct information from the archangelic realm, because Kira can ensoul. She moves completely out of the way. It's a little different than channeling, a lot different, really, because Shri holds her soul while she travels, and she's able to get out of the way completely so that these archangelic or multidimensional beings can come through her and animate her form and speak. So it's very pure. So if that interests you at all and you haven't followed them, if you go to their website, shriandkira.com, you will see underneath one of the tabs there, messages from the masters. There are like hundreds of ensouled messages. It is so crazy, and it's beyond somebody's, her personality moves out of the way completely, and you are experiencing deep known wisdom. When you just go and pick one, your soul will guide you to the one you need without fail. So I have to give that shout out to them, because they are such a part of who I am and my mission. And so a lot of their work does weave into the sharings that I have. And they are teachers and models of the yoga of self-ascension, which I have been following for nearly a decade now and dedicating my life to, with amazing results. So May, okay, I digressed a little, but May, the energy of May, expansion or contraction. And this also comes from Shri and Kira. So if anything I'm saying resonates, you can go and check out their work on YouTube at official Shri and Kira, or their website, shriandkira.com. This is coming through the archangelic realm. This is coming through the divine directors, expansion or contraction. Yes, and it's true. I'm tapping into this and channeling this energy as well, that we have that choice right now to expand into our soul or contract into the ego. So, right, we talked a little bit about this already. The ego is all about keeping us safe, and it has gotten very loud. It feels like it is the real, and it will push your soul out of the way any chance it gets. If you have that wisdom that you hear, that quiet knowing, and then your mind kicks in and it starts talking, and then you go with what your mind said, and then later on sometimes you go, I actually knew, what decision to make about, XYZ situation, relationship, what have you. But I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to that first voice. I gave into my mind, and look what happened, I think we all have that moment, because it's very easy to dismiss the whispering of the soul. It's always there. It's always accessible. We can always hear it. Yet we are always given that opportunity to choose. Do I listen to my soul or do I listen to my ego? But the ego, it's your soul when it feels expansive. If you're feeling into a decision or, some situation, and it feels expansive, like there's a sense of joy, a real sense of joy, not just this will give me joy for this moment, because that can be the ego, like, oh, my bills are paid, yay, but that can go very quickly, because that's the ego feeling happy. It was released of that obligation. The soul feels a state of joy. It's a state of bliss, a state of peace, more than an experience. It's a state of being. And you will know if a message, if you're listening to my message and it helps your soul feel expansive, if you're listening to a teacher and it feels like it's helping you open your soul, that is expansion. That's soul expansion. If you're listening to somebody talk or watching the news or on social media and you are feeling a sense of hopelessness, if you're feeling a sense of anger, blame, justification, vilification, that's a sign. Your soul does not experience those feelings. Those are experiences of this realm, and they are contraction energy, and they are of the ego. They absolutely feel different. So cultivating our awareness is a key thing you can be doing right now. I feel like I'm always talking about awareness, but it's because it's the cornerstone. It's the foundation of our expansion. We have to be aware. We have to be able to feel and know what we're feeling, naming it, just seeing it. And then the next key is to not judge it. Judgment is the ego, and that puts us into a contraction. So if you're in a state of being, or you're aware and being radically honest with yourself right now, transparent, how do I feel right now? What am I noticing right now? Oh, I engaged with, density, or I engaged with the drama in the world. How do I feel? Okay. Oh, I did something, went for a walk, did some yoga, whatever. Well, how do I feel now? And just by cultivating your awareness, you are bringing forward your presence. You are bringing forward your multidimensional being. You are bringing forward the soul, energy, and essence of who you are. So be aware, be present. And if you see yourself judging, be aware of your judgment. Don't judge yourself for judging. Be aware. And May is also all about saying yes to you. We're saying yes to something all the time, right? The question is, what are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to? Reflect on your day, even up to this point of listening to this. What have you been saying yes to today? We're always a yes. And we're always mastering. We're always a master. What experience are you mastering? I know you're probably like me, because we're on this planet. We have mastered fear, anger, blame, victim consciousness, right? All that whole bag of things. We've mastered self-sabotage. We've mastered so many dances. And is it time to say, okay, I have mastered that, and now I'm complete. I don't want to continue mastering that experience. What experiences do I want to master? What do I want to say yes to? Who is the me I'm saying yes to? What am I saying yes to? My expansion? Am I saying yes to my contraction? Say yes to you and your dreams. And there's a feeling sometimes that we might be getting pulled in two directions. Notice that and be aware. Again, awareness, so key. And also May is carrying the energy of balance. Balance. How can you balance your life? What is out of balance? And just be honest with yourself. No judgment. Judgment contracts. When we can smile at the judgments, when we can smile at what our ego throws up in front of us, we really have mastered something. So where do you need more balance? Be honest. And our body is really calling us in this one. We really want to balance our mind and spirit. Our body and spirit, the mind and body are so connected with spirit. We want to unify our masculine, feminine principles, compassionate action, with receiving. We want to accept ourselves as we are and claim what we are meant to claim. Love ourselves as we are. Can you love yourself exactly as you are? Do some mirror practice work. Go to the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you exactly as you are. And notice what comes forward and smile at it. With time, you will absolutely look at yourself and feel nothing but love. But if you feel judgments or other things coming up when you first practice this, congratulations. Yeah, that's normal. We all have that. It can be incredibly humbling to really gaze into our own eyes and really spend time gazing into your eyes until you feel the connection to the love that you are. It's honestly astounding. And it blows me away still after years and years of providing Avesa energy balancings to people and experiencing their energy shift before that balancing and after, because that balancing creates a ascended awareness. The body remembers itself as unified with divine love and essence. The chakras all lift into their ascended state of being, and you are opened up completely. The heart lifts, everything lifts, and you are connected to the portal of divine wisdom. You are in people's transformation. Even one balancing is astounding. Their eyes look so clear. The air around them is clear. Their aura is clear. It's easy to see them, and they cannot deny how they feel or look when they look in the mirror. Some people have such dramatic transformations, they look physically different. It's not even just energetically looking different, physically. It's really amazing. And there's nothing like it on the planet, the energy of saying yes to our soul. There's nothing like it. We can play the ego games. It's a playground. Being on this planet is like a grand playground, and the playground right now is robust. Right? May energies. This playground is wow. It's big. It's expansive. There's a lot of places to play on it. There's a lot of, mean kids in the sandbox throwing sand. There's a lot of kids crying. And there's a lot of monkeying around going on. And it's trying to get your attention. This is the thing, is that there is energy that wants to keep you in the illusion. It wants to keep you in the density. Density being the experience of being here on planet Earth in form, the 3D experience. It's where the mind and emotions live also. And there's an energy that wants to really keep people rooted here, and it's by knocking out their sense of safety. It's impossible to lift into the truth of our being if we don't feel safe. So if your safety is being rocked right now, congratulations for being aware of it. That's the first step. And then, bring your hand to heart and smile and breathe and connect with your heart often. Hand to heart, connecting there often. Most powerful, most simple practice in the yoga of self-ascension, or any practice. Hand to heart. Smile. Whatever you're aware of. But yeah, this is real. There's a battle going on for your soul right now. There are energies that really feel they are benefiting from others being in chaos and fear and anger, and would like it to stay that way. Because if people don't have those feelings, they might awaken. Right? But also, we need to sometimes, on this planet, we need to be shaken in order to awaken. Shaken in order to awaken. I like that. Shaken in order to awaken. Shaken in order to awaken. Yeah, I like that little jam. But it's true. It's just how it works, that we need some kind of friction. If you're listening to the show, you've gone through some level of awakening and you know what I'm talking about. You have to go through some experiences that are really unpleasant, usually, to awaken to a greater truth. There's something beyond all of this experience of being a human on this planet. So yeah, there's a lot of energies that benefit right now from you not remembering that. And there are those that have awakened and remembered that are now being pulled back into the sleep, being pulled back into the chaos. Chaos is an illusion, but it is attractive. And joy lifts us out of that. Connecting to our spirit brings us into joy. So there's a real opportunity here. Really fasting this month from the distraction is a really good practice. This has been recommended too through the archangelic realm, to take a break from the distraction. Turn off your news feed, get off Facebook or whatever, whatever your choice of distraction is, and truly give yourself the time to be connected with the divine. Go into a kind of retreat. Give yourself time to go into the expansion of the love that you are, into the acceptance. Claim who you are. Say yes to you. There's definitely a lot of energy that doesn't want beings to do that. Because when we expand, we are limitless, and we lift right off the game board, off the playground. We can't play our way off the game board, as Sri Ramka always likes to say. We have to lift above it. We have to engage in our ascension process and lift above it. You cannot fail. Remember this. You cannot fail. This is a time of great resurrection. It really is. And I've been restudying the lessons of light. These lessons of light came through Archangel Zadkiel, through Shri and Kira. And it really, these lessons are so profound. And you can engage in them for free. You can find, you can get mailed a lesson of light every week if you go to their website. Or shoot me an email and I'll show you how. These are amazing. This is information that comes directly through Archangel Zadkiel, through the ascended realms, to teach us and show us the way. But they carry an energy. It's not just words. They choose really amazing words, but all this energy transcends words. I'm trying to convey things with words to you now, and you're receiving the vibration beyond the words, I trust, because the words do fall short sometimes, but the words they choose in these messages are so profound, and they fit so well with this time. And there's even a class right now, and if you're involved in it, Lessons of Light, it's amazing, where we're going through these lessons again. They offer so much wisdom for right now, even though these came out a long time ago now, over a decade ago, probably when they first were delivered, and then they came forward in 2012 for humanity, but they're so accurate now. Of course, a few years in linear time, it's an illusion anyways, but that's a blink of an eye, right? So messages that they delivered that were profound at the time seem to carry even more significance now. And we are at a time of great resurrection. And lesson 3 is about the resurrection as the yoga of self-ascension. The resurrection of our soul, right? This is the time of the great resurrection. And May is carrying that energy. 2020 is carrying that energy. This decade is carrying this energy. It is time. Honor the divine. There's a lot of energy behind that word resurrection. I'm inviting you to expand beyond it. And that's what lesson 3 of these lessons of light does. So I really just wanted to bring it into the conversation today, because it fits so well with May energies and what is happening. And really feel into why it carries the energy it does to you. Because as you awaken into the wisdom that is the yoga of self-ascension, whether you call it that or not, but awakening into the wisdom of the truth of who you are. The soul comes forward, and there is a remembrance that resurrection and self-ascension are in many ways the same energy. They are very much one and the same. All is one. So here Zadkiel says, simply relax and take in a deep breath. Breathe as you claim the remembrance that from the moment you are born into this expression of density, you are resurrecting. Relax into the understanding of what this means. Has a far broader scope than, let me see if you rise from the dead. It is much broader than that. To wait for someone to rise from the dead is a limitation of the divine understanding of resurrection. It is the narrow of focus applied through the filter of density. Let us share the vast blessing of remembering that resurrection is the same as self-ascension. First, it is valuable to remember that resurrection is the removal of refractory energy. This is a powerful discernment that will invite the wisdom from your divine nature to come forward. As you further reawaken to the energy of resurrection, remember that when you remove yourselves from the light, when you become refracted aspects of light that move further and further into the density experience, that this brings you away from that light and is a symbolical death. The resurrection process begins the moment your soul comes forward, is agreed to assist your higher presence, and you arrive here on this world. Breathe. You have the capacity to reunite. Refraction of all of our pieces comes from this experience of coming into form. As oneness, everything is part of the one. All of the chaos and illusion is part of the one. All these experiences are part of the one. All is one, and you can find a truth of the oneness in every experience. And yet, we've played in that realm for a long time of playing with all experience. So there's this calling, and if you're listening now, you probably are feeling it. There's a calling to come home to our heart. There's a calling to come back to the truth of who we are. Is there not? You can't fail. You are aligned with this process. It's part of why you took birth. And we take birth many times to experience. But all of the lessons, all the experiences, all the refractions, if you hold a crystal up to the light, and you know how it refracts into all of these rainbows of colors, like a prism? That's what we are. It's like the oneness, the divine energy shone through this crystal or a refractory device and made all of these other little refractions, and then those shined through other crystals or refractory devices and made many, many more rays and colors, and you're like one of those rays that has traveled very, very far from oneness, but we're coming back and remembering and all gathering back into our oneness, even as we're expressing as individuals on this planet. We are part of oneness, and you are in that process of resurrection. Do not worry. You can do this. You are doing this. But when you can unify yourself, you really will come back. You really will remember your truth. Everything, all the lifetime experiences are coming back. So think about May, that we have this beautiful energy of rebirth, and it's spring in the northern hemisphere, so that definitely makes me think about it. Or if it's fall and you're listening in the southern hemisphere, it's also a time where we think about the cycles as the leaves fall away from the trees and there's that dying away, but we know there will be the rebirth. There's always something that we let go of in the rebirthing process. There's always both sides. That's why it's so beautiful that we have this planet with two hemispheres, and the seasons they reflect each other, and there are truths and things that weave into both sides of that. So it really is this beautiful experience and dance to see that. I just absolutely love that. And here in the northern hemisphere, though, I mean, I love spring. I love spring so much. And finally here way up north in the northernmost part of Michigan, sticking out up into Lake Superior. Lake Superior, it's between us and Canada. We're up there, and spring comes later here than almost anywhere else in the whole rest of the United States. If you're in the US, you probably have flowers and things. We don't have leaves on the trees yet. We don't have flowers. I mean, there's a couple spring crocuses now coming up, but there's still snow piles and things, so it takes a while, and we really appreciate spring, like, a lot, because, right, you go through almost 6 months of winter, you really appreciate spring. And that's what it's like right now. That's what it's like for us collectively on this planet. It's like spring has arrived, and it's been a long winter, and you are able to be reborn, birthing yourself through these cycles of your whole life and your experiences and many lifetime experiences, ready to burst forth. Right? The seed is planted in the darkness and the warmth of the earth, where it's cocooned, until it's time for it to germinate, grow, burst forth. And where are you doing that in your life right now? How are you calling forward your soul's expression right now? It really is magnificent to witness our own growth and expansion. It is your choice to be here. You chose this moment right now to be here on this planet. You came here saying, I want to be here. I'm going to be here for this party. I'm going to be here for this moment. The planet is lifting. Yes, it can feel overwhelming at times. That is why taking a fast from the distractions is so important. You need to get away from them all. And I've created something this month that I think you will love. If you're tuning into this Sunday night during the premiere of this episode, or if you're tuning into this in the first week of May, you can still join. This journey is all about a sadhana, which is spiritual practice and discipline, and I'm sending out every day some inspiration. It'll either be, a meditation, an inspiring quote, something beautiful, a touchstone for your day. And once a week I will have conversation, a talk that will support your journey further. So it's 21 days where you're just really dedicated to your spiritual practice in the way that suits you. But I will be giving you these touchstones, and then weekly we come together for a conversation. And you don't have to share anything. You don't have to be put on the spot. You can just receive the energies. But all of us doing this together and then bringing it together in this sadhana for May is going to truly support each and every one of us that much more, because when we come together as a group and carry those intentions for our growth and connection and expansion, it supports everybody else, and it supports our beautiful planet of form. She needs our love now, right? And when you heal yourself, you heal the world. So the event is called Heal Yourself, Heal the World, 21 day of sadhana for restoration and balance. How perfect is that? So you can check that out at selfascensionstudios.com under the online events tab. You'll see it there, or shoot me an email at Jess@selfascensionstudios and we can get you in. And it starts Monday, May 4th, but even if you missed that, even if it's any time, I will send you the emails to get you caught up, and you can start your 21-day sadhana whatever day you want. So let me know. It's $33. It truly is a gift of the heart. I'm giving this at basically a donation for all of the support you're going to receive. You can't even, money is so silly anyways, but $33, $11 a week for your support and upliftment. I'm just really called to make this available to as many of those that I feel would benefit. So thank you for letting me share that. Please consider checking it out. It would be fantastic to have you join this journey. So the second half of the show has arrived. We're already well into it. And I really, truly want you to check in with yourself. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Hand to heart. How are you feeling this May? And remembering that 2020 is a year of balance, and it's a year of connection to the divine. Miracles are happening all the time. Share your miracles in the comments if you're on YouTube, or send them to me. I love hearing them. People are having astounding things happening, and so am I. It's blowing my mind. As long as I've done this work, I never stop having my mind blown. I never stop pinching myself. I never stop saying thank you. It's wild. Things are showing up and dancing in front of us if we are choosing the expansion. So remember when we started this hour, we were talking about expansion and contraction being the energy of May. And those miracles happen when we're in the energy of expansion. We shut down to them completely if we're in the contraction energy. If we're in the fear or doubt, doubt kills the real that we are. It pulls us deep into the spiral, the downward spiral into density. And if you want some support on how to lift back up through the spiral, go check out my episode that talks about the 6 steps of spiritual awakening. You can check it out at my page, selfascensionstudios.com. I have archives there, or at onenesstalkradio.com archives, or at YouTube at Oneness Talk Radio. There's many ways to tap into that. Or go to lineageholder.com, and there's a PDF of the whole practice that came through the divine directors as well. Super, super useful to help us expand back up in the spiral. Because it's like we're riding a spiral right now. That's just what this experience is here. And we can go down the spiral, or we can just kind of like spin around and spiral in place, or we can lift up. So if we can practice catching ourselves when we're going down the spiral, then we really are mastering our experience here, and we're able to lift back up into our presence and the truth of who we are, the multidimensional presence of who we are. It's such a gift. Such a gift. So the distraction out there, it's designed to pull you away from the truth of who you are. What do you need to put into your life right now so that you can get away from the distractions? Just in this moment, thinking and calling forward, what are some of the things that you could take a break from to allow yourself to get in touch with your expansive nature? And what are some things that help support your expansive nature that you could bring in to your life? That's why I love the 21-day sadhana. It's like, oh my gosh, let's practice the things that make our spirit feel good. The things that nurture and nourish our spirit. And the ego starts to soften when we do. It starts to throw up less shade. It stops trying so hard to stop us, because it will learn to trust your soul. It will come into its proper alignment of serving the soul. And then, it comes up because we're humans and it's going to happen. But it becomes easier to see it for what it is and say, oh, I see you. That's not really me. That's just part of this experience. But that's not my true essence. And it doesn't derail us the way it did in the past. It loses its power and steam, and it relaxes more. You say yes to yourself again, and it relaxes more and says, oh, look, we're safe. We're still safe. Because the ego and its contraction, it's only looking backwards. It's only able to look to the past to inform what's happening now and choices we're going to make. So it holds on to every experience we've had, good or bad, but there is a magnetic quality around bad experiences, right? A painful experience from childhood can carry so much more energy and stickiness, right, than a good experience. So it hangs on to everything that's happened, and it loves to focus on those wounds and pain because it's like, we don't want to feel that again. Don't want to feel hurt again. So when you're expanding and growing and saying yes to experiences that feed your soul, yeah, it feels scary because the ego is saying, oh my God, we might get hurt. One time I put myself out there and this happened, or somebody saw me and, said something and it was painful, or whatever experiences that we've had. We might not even remember what they are, but the ego remembers something bad can happen. So when we're expanding, say you're starting a new business that you feel called to so strongly and you're saying, yes, yes, yes. And then the fears start coming in and you hold back and you don't launch. Or you need to have this and that done to feel safe before you can do it. Or it could be applied to anything, any endeavor or something that calls your soul. When you feel the excitement and the joy around the yes, but then afterwards comes in all of the second guessing and reasons why not to, that's your ego. That's a key tip off that your ego has been activated and is saying, oh, got her. We are going to stay nice and small here because we're used to staying small, and there's some level of comfort in it, and that's the ego that feels comforted by it. Because eventually, right, it will stop feeling comfortable again and you'll want to grow again, and that's the soul is not comfortable in contraction. It does not thrive there. It will keep pushing at you to say yes. So even if we say no for a while, it's all perfect, but you'll get the nudge to say yes again because your soul's expansive. It doesn't want to stay confined, and it will not stay confined by fear. All beings are expanding, and all energies are expanding now. The ego is definitely expanding its control, right? Control wants to stay in charge. So if we put our energy there, we'll expand. It'll become so loud we can't hear our soul. But our soul is always expanding, and we will learn. We will learn through further lessons if we need further lessons. And each being is doing that, and it can be very easy right now to look around at the world and say, why is this person doing this or that? Why? And believe me, I've gotten pulled into that spiral of looking at it all, going, oh my gosh. All beings are expanding at their own rate and time, and some souls are serving by showing the density very strongly right now so that it can be seen. We can't heal things if we don't see them. That works on the personal level as well as the collective. It holds true. We need to become aware that they're there. So some beings are holding that to show us it's there. And they want to just stay right there. And they are happy staying right there. Cool. That's their journey. But all beings will return to light and the truth of their soul, whether it's in this lifetime or another. But all beings are reunifying. And time's an illusion. We're here getting to be divine beings in form, dancing on this beautiful planet of experience to learn things that our soul wants to know. And some of those things you might not be aware of because they go beyond the mind. It's a felt experience to touch into our soul, isn't it? Words often fall short. Allow others their own journey and lift into that fifth dimensional energy of compassion. Lift into the awareness that there's more going on. Much more. Far beyond anything you could ever imagine. And in order to connect us to our heart center now, I do want to bring in a beautiful meditation called the Blue Jewel of the Heart for you to enjoy as we close this show. Do not listen to this closely. Do not meditate. If you're driving or operating heavy machinery, come back to it later. You can always come back and listen at selfascensionstudios.com, onenesstalkradio.com under Soul Fusion Cafe, or the archives at YouTube, Oneness Talk Radio. So for now, if you're able to and safe, close your eyes and relax and receive this beautiful gift. Taking a moment to just settle back, take a little sip of some tea or water if you have that available, and just rest your eyes. If it's safe to do so, just let them close gently and begin to breathe. Just breathing in and out, and feel this energy of the gift of you that is ready to be re-experienced on a deeper level and in a bigger way than ever before. This part of you that you know is right there at this moment, this key pivotal moment on the planet where you came and said, yes, I want to be here. And you're here right now for a reason, and your soul is coming forward. And it's so joyous, and you know that in 2019 it's just going to be an ever deepening, beautiful love story with yourself and bringing the gift of you into the world so that the world gets to experience you. If you're not experiencing you, it's very hard for the world to get to experience you. So the work always starts with knowing ourselves and loving ourselves. So just breathing gently and feeling this energy that's already here, just so excited and welcoming, ready to meet you in a whole new way. And you breathe in and out. In and out. Noticing as you breathe in the air that travels into your being, filling you and nourishing you, and you breathe out and you feel this surrender of anything that you've been holding. It just allow it to release. And you release that and you feel a deep relaxation. And you breathe in and you're feeling this beautiful energy of love. This all never-ending love, this wholeness, unconditional. Feel that just filling your being. It fills your lungs, it fills your heart, it fills every cell of you. You're coated in this beautiful, loving energy. And you breathe it out into the world and it touches every being. And you breathe in unconditional love and let it become you. And you are a vessel, and this love goes from you and out to all. And as you breathe in, you feel this deepening wisdom that is coming forward now to greet you. A deepening wisdom that enters your being with every breath. It's carrying this crystalline seed of energy. And you breathe that in, and it fills you up. And you hold that, and then you exhale it out into the world. All the brothers and sisters who are searching for their own self and their own soul and their own truth, and you feel that energy going out into the world and touching each being. And you breathe in, and this wisdom is becoming you. You are it, you remember it, and you're breathing it out. This cycle of love and wisdom, unlimited, unconditional. And you begin to allow yourself to just sink into your being ever more, feeling relaxed, feeling any tension just melting away. And you're going to be connecting to this beautiful energy in your heart. It's a beautiful light emanating from the center of your heart. You can feel it filling your being. It's coming right into your heart, and it's just filling you with white crystal and light. And in the center of that heart is a blue jewel, a radiant blue jewel. You feel that spark. You feel that lift. You feel this just wisdom beyond anything that you've ever noticed before as you tap into that blue jewel. And now it's as if you're sitting on a lotus, a beautiful blue lotus beneath you, and you feel yourself just lifting, and you're radiating all of this beautiful blue energy. And as you lift, there's this beautiful golden light that is above you, that you are rising up to meet as it comes down to meet you. And it is entering your crown, coming into your being, this beautiful golden light. And it's got like symbols, alchemical transformation, codes. And it's all coming into your being, and it's integrating with you and turning on your crystalline DNA. You can feel it just vibrating within your being and filling you and turning on all of these little switches, tuning you into this frequency that's in you and that you're awakening to. And you continue to feel this golden stream of light. It's coming into your crown. It is coating your whole body, inside and out. And all of the codes are there, all of these sacred symbols. And there's all of this beautiful energy around you. As you gaze around you, you see all of these beautiful beings that have gathered around you. It's etheric and mystical, and you feel their energy and presence as they bow before you. You, dear one, are a master in form, and we are here to honor you. Honor you for saying yes to this journey. We know it has not always been easy. That's why we really want to be here to support you. You right now are the gift. You are the miracle in action. You have more empowered presence than your mind could possibly ever know. And yet it will soften and allow and serve you so well as you totally trust yourself and come forward with all the confidence and light and love that you are in your being. Knowing this truth within you, you feel it resonating. You feel the truth of who you are. And you notice this beautiful light streaming around you, and these beautiful beings that are just honoring you and bowing and saying thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. You notice that you've lifted into a beautiful temple, a crystalline temple. And from the top of that temple, there's this beautiful pink healing light that is merging with the gold light, and it's coming in through the peak of that temple and just filling it up, and you're sitting in the center of that. It's filling it all up. It's all around you. And you are feeling it infuse you, and it's swirling, and it's swirling, and it's lifting, and it's blowing away any crud or crust that may have been stuck to you before. Anything that may be hindering you is now just blowing away. Going back to source and light and love. You feel this beautiful stream and this pink and gold energy. And you turn around and see the wall behind you. And upon it are just luminescent symbols and words. Some of this might be a language you know. Some of it might be a language you sense you know. You approach that wall and you see a message there. A message that is there for you, that your soul has put here for you to discover now. The gift of you, this message is for you, and feel that in your heart. Feel that. Feel the truth of this message and take it into your heart. And just bring a hand there and feel it. Hold it. Feel that message as part of you. This message is what you needed in this very moment to unlock your gift, your love, your light. And now we are together just coming back on this beautiful lotus, this beautiful blue lotus, floating back down, feeling your beautiful body of form, feeling it rejuvenated, feeling it filled with light and love, feeling all the gratitude for this body, for all the life that you've had, for all the gifts that you are opening for yourself. And allow yourself to just feel into this body and wiggling your fingers and toes and coming back to this time and space right now. Feeling yourself totally in the receptive mode to your intuition, to the knowings and wisdom, and knowing you can just take this journey again anytime you want. It's right there. Feeling the blue jewel of your heart ignited with love. You've been listening to Soul Fusion Cafe with Jess Juntunen. Connect with Jess and learn more at her inspiration hub, selfascensionstudios.com, and over on Instagram at JoyLoveJess and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio, or over at Facebook at Self Ascension Studios and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Namaste and many blessings. I'm Jess Juntunen, and you're tuned into Oneness Talk Radio. One world, one voice. Expand your vision.